Hello, everyone. Today is September 15th, 2018, and this is another Happy Doc Daily. For today, I first want to say I haven't been putting up the content as frequently. That's because I have been involved in a few events in the past few days. I actually took PTO to go to New York City to see the pre-screening of the Do No Harm film. And if you guys aren't familiar with this film, it is following the physician suicide epidemic that we're having. Essentially, doctors are killing themselves at a rate that is 2 times the average American. And there's a reason for that. And we need to understand what's going on and how we can help and why it's going on. And essentially, the movie was following a few different stories, a few different individuals as they faced depression, exhaustion, and unfortunately, it follows a family who lost their son due to suicide while in medical school. And it also follows another doctor, Dr. Hawkins Meacham, and he actually was depressed in medical school and was having a difficult time through the process of his medical school and going into residency training. And it follows that story. And I don't want to give too much away, but a fantastic film following true lives, real lives in the medical system, and how, unfortunately, it can tear people down. It can make people exhausted. It makes people depressed. I mean, and this is the reason I started the Happy Doc and the podcast, because I know, I've seen it. I've seen how isolating the medical school process can be. I've seen how anxiety-driven this process can be. I can see how much shame and guilt can be a part of this process. And people are feeling it. But I think the most powerful thing, and the reason I'm a big supporter of this film, is because the biggest healing effect for me was knowing that other people were just as anxious, just as concerned, just as depressed at times as they were trying to work through medical school, and how daunting and scary and how much pressure this process puts on you. Thinking about the financial stressors, thinking about getting into residency, thinking about your career, filling out all the documentation, never having a mistake, the sleep deprivation. There's so many things to talk about when it comes to this. So I think the film does a fantastic job of highlighting those issues, showing statistics and facts about physician suicide, and just saying, look, this isn't just an individual problem. This is something we have to look on a systemic, cultural level to figure out how we're going to stop all of these things from happening. The hazing, the sleep deprivation, and we're blaming the doctors when unfortunately what happens also is when a doctor commits suicide, it's being hidden, because obviously it's not in a hospital's best interest to highlight that, to take the time away from patient care to really stop and pause and look at the root cause analysis. And it's not happening enough. There's not enough debriefings, discussion around that. So this is a very important topic. If a patient were to kill themselves in the hospital, that'd be a very big deal. But it's not taken to the same level when it's a physician. And for a culture to drive someone to commit suicide, that's an issue. So there's a lot of things to unpack. There's a lot of things that we need to discuss. And I think, again, this film is a fantastic conversational piece. So you can actually request Do No Harm to be shown at your hospital, at your medical school. And if you haven't heard of the film, look it up. Again, I think this is a powerful movie, something I really enjoyed. There was Q&A afterwards. I was able to meet briefly Robin Simon, who is the creator, Dr. Pamela Weibel, who was heavily involved in the film, and other individuals who really impacted this film, including the family members involved, Dr. Hawkins, who is also in the movie. And this is just a very powerful film. I want you guys to check it out, to look into it. I'm actually going to say the link out loud. The website is donoharmfilm.com. That's donoharmfilm.com. And you can actually go onto the website. There's a screenings section. If you just do donoharmfilm.com/screenings, and you can go to their website and host a screening at your hospital, at your organization, to really understand what's going on in this space, because no one's really talking about it. I'm probably going to actually record a second audio today to talk about some other things that I'm really excited about. But I did want to dedicate this audio for you guys for this film because it's really impactful. So please check that out. And again, the reason this podcast is even here is because it's so important to find fulfillment and excitement and happiness inside ourselves, because this system can be very challenging, be very difficult, and it's hard to explain it to other people. So this film might be a way for others to really understand, your difficulties and your struggles and what you're working through. So check it out. And as always, you guys can follow us on our social media accounts at Happy Doc Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find our website, thehappydoc.com. If you want to join our Facebook group, it's the Happy Doc Lounge. We do have a fan page, which is the Happy Doc, but our personal, more cozy page where we can chat is on the Happy Doc Lounge. So please join us. And as always, guys, take care.